everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back, friends. I'm so happy to be here with you today, and I hope that you had an amazing weekend. Hopefully, enjoying family and friends and just getting some good relaxation and time to yourself. So, today I'm coming here to talk about something I don't think I've addressed or talked about before on the channel. And we're going to talk about highly sensitive people, which I happen to be one of, and how being in a romantic relationship with someone who is highly sensitive, the things you need to know if you find yourself in a relationship with someone like that. So, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so glad to see you. So glad that we're going to talk about this today because I don't know. I know this is wonderful information I wish I had known when I was out there dating. Also, just good information I wish I knew about myself, so I could have made dating a lot easier for other people, and especially my now wife. So, um, being that we're still in a relationship with each other, just trying to give I don't want to say warning signs, but give some good information on if you encounter this, hey, don't take it personally. This may be what's going on with your partner. So, again, thank you for being here. For everybody that's going to catch this on the replay, thank you so much for stopping by and sharing some time with me. So, we talked about empath versus highly sensitive person in the previous video, um, and it was a fun little quiz to see if you could tell the difference between the two. So today, I want to talk to us about highly sensitive people and being in a romantic relationship. Although this could also help with other types of relationships, business, friendship, whatever. But I'm mostly focusing on romantic relationships today. So it was quite the journey when my wife and I were dating because I was learning about this highly sensitive thing many years ago, but also trying to translate that into how do I articulate it in such a way that I help you understand not to take things personally. This is just a need that I have, but it has nothing to do with you. So, when we're talking about 5 things that you need to know when it comes to loving a highly sensitive person. So I'm going to spout those off real quickly. So the first thing you want to know is that we feel everything deeply and intensely. The second one is we have to have time to recharge. It's an absolute must. 3, we pick up on every unspoken energy that ever existed in the environment. 4, criticism hurts more than you think. Mm. And the last thing I want us to talk about today is how highly sensitive people, we just love deep conversations. Ooh, we love them. And we could talk all day, all night when it comes to deep things. So those are the 5 things that we're going to address today. These are the things I want us to know about when you are in a relationship with a highly sensitive person like me. And so I'm just going to share with you some stories and this, that, and the other to help you if you find yourself in a relationship with a highly sensitive person. Now, let's go back to the first one where I said, we feel everything deeply and intensely. Now, last week when I talked about the differences between empaths and highly sensitive people, it's that we get triggered by by environmental stimuli, right? So we walk into the room and instead of absorbing everyone else's emotions, we're picking up on things going on in the room. We hear the lights buzz. Um, we notice. Um, let's see, smells, sounds. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word for a second. But yeah, we're picking up on all the environmental cues that are going on that most people just overlook or just not even aware is going on. So we're like that Wi-Fi signal I keep telling you about. We are attuned to just about everything going on. But because of that, on the emotional side, we are really picking up thoughts. We are really picking up feelings. And we just experience things at a profound level, like joy, sadness, heartache, um, small gestures. It's the little things that HSPs like me and others are really happy about. You don't have to do these big, grand, demonstrative things, but it's the little things that mean so very much to us. So when you are connected to an HSP, um, noticing the small things throughout the day really bumps up that how can I put it? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm stammering for words. But it just takes that relationship and makes it that much more meaningful for an HSP. So we really get connected emotionally and we feel that emotional connection very deeply and intensely. Now, number two, we need time to recharge. I cannot express this enough for you that are in relationships with HSPs. Listen, when your senses are being, and I want to use the word assaulted, it's the dramatic word, but that's what it feels like. Because when you're stepping into a new environment, your senses and your sensibilities are being activated and it's going off in every which way you can even begin to imagine. So you have to really be strong in your internal core to really handle everything that's coming at you as quickly as it is coming at you. And so that's why being able to navigate these spaces, um, like me personally, I can't stand loud noises. I like concerts, things like that, but just loud noises in the home or out and about in places, I don't like them. If I have to be in them, I do what I get in to go get done and then I hurry up and get out. But even if it's only like 3 minutes, 5 minutes, it's a bit too much. I can't handle it. And I'm finding that the older I get, strong scents are not pleasant for me. It's not that they smell bad, they're just overwhelming, like my olfactory senses. And I just have to say, you know what? This place might not be for me. Um, Now, when I'm doing a lot of in person events, I have to make sure that I rest up nicely the day before, the entire day before the event. I mean, the entire day of the event. And after the event, I have to take a shower to clear off the energy, and then I get in the bed because I have to recoup and recharge all that energy that it took to come out of my safe, protected space. Where everything's nice and quiet, and just I have better control over things. To I'm out and about in public, and I have to make sure that I'm holding space for this person, this person, this person, this person. So it really takes a lot of emotional, mental, and physical energy when I'm doing a lot of my in-person events. And when you're in a relationship with a highly sensitive person who has the same sensibilities like me, the fact that you want to go rest and recharge and be off to yourself, it can be off-putting to people that are not used to hanging around highly sensitive people. And to say, I need a couple hours to go just take a nap and recharge. But that person, man, well, I want to spend time with you. You're always working, and then when you're not working, you're recharging. So it's a definite talk to be had. But the more information you have to know that this isn't personal, this is not something that's a reflective of my partner. It's a physical and emotional and spiritual need I have to make sure that when I do show up for our relationship, I'm there 100% and I can give you the energy that you deserve if you just allow me to take this however long a break to recharge. So recharging in a relationship with a highly sensitive person is just something that's going to be par for the course. And hopefully the two of you can talk it out and get to understand that and know where each other is coming from and meet each other's need, okay? So the third thing is the unspoken energy that we pick up. we pick up on so many things going on in the room that it's part of the superpower of being a highly sensitive person. So, um, it's that old adage of, I can't shake this feeling. I know something is off here. You know, I know something's not quite right. And even though I don't have proof of that right now, I do know and I feel in my intuitive spirit that this something ain't quite right. So making sure that in this relationship you are being open and honest with one another. But not only is that just helpful because that just sounds like the person you're in a romantic relationship with, you want to make sure that you're open and honest. But it's that trust building that is super important to highly sensitive people. Because if you're someone like me and you have this amazing sense of um, intuitive gift, right? Which that's how I explain mine. You know things before people even open their mouths or do anything. And for me, I don't even have to meet you in person um, to really begin to understand what's going on with someone. So making sure that when you are in a relationship with a highly sensitive person, that you are giving your relationship every opportunity to stay in honesty and openness, and that you feel comfortable doing that. With a lot of my clients, I'm finding over the last couple of years how my gifts have been sharpened and honed and just increased, in such a good way that it's like when they tell me what's going on with them and it involves other people, it's like I can feel and really embody the emotional landscape of the other person they're talking about. And it's a gift that took me a long time to accept because sometimes it feels crazy and weird. But nonetheless, I have it and I use it. And I've been able to help a lot of people that way. But I didn't start out embracing that about me. It took a long time to understand how can I emote or how can I feel these feelings for people I've never even met. And then how can they be so accurate and so right? So one of the things, I just, my poor wife. I mean, when we first met, I told her all the time, I said, hey, I'm psychic and this, that, and the other. And I'm not one of those that wants to go into business, doing things like that. But it comes in handy at work and in my life. And rarely is it wrong, or I can't even tell you a time when it was wrong, honestly. If I was, it's been a long, long time ago. But can you imagine being in a relationship, a vulnerable relationship, where the person can really see you, you know? But because of that, you're seen for exactly who you are. The things that you may not like, the things that you may love about yourself, this person can see, accept, and love you because of those things. Not just in spite of those things, but also because of those things. Because nobody is perfect, and everybody has something that they are developing or trying to adjust or tweak about themselves. So this is one of those things about being in a relationship with a highly sensitive person. If you're our person, we're going to be there with you. We are loyal, we are loving, and we just love on a level that's so deep. Um, it's just beautiful and intense all at the same time, right? All right, so number 4, criticism hurts more than you think. So, one of my love languages is words of affirmation, right? And this is why I tell people know your wants, your needs, and your non negotiables in a relationship. Because you have to be honest with what you need. Don't judge it, don't second guess it away. One of the things I know I need are words of affirmation. And it's not the type of words of affirmation where I need somebody to suck up to me or anything like that. It's not that. But when I do something, when I accomplish something, or I put my best foot forward, or whatever, I want people to see my efforts and to say, hey, that was pretty cool. Those things light me up, right? But because I know that I need that and I'm honest about it, I ask for that from my partner. And I'm not trying to get those things from other people. But more importantly, I know I'm meaning that for myself. So that's why I'm always trying to celebrate the small wins, or when I do something that I'm proud of, I say it out loud as if I'm speaking to myself. And I just make sure that I say those words that bring my heart joy. And I am intentional about sharing that need with my spouse. Now, on the flip side, when I'm in a relationship with someone and I do something that's not right, which by the way happens because I'm human, and I have no problem letting people know that I'm human, and to say, listen, when I do something that's not right, please let me know so I can make amends and not do that again, right? But when you come at me with that criticism, woo, I may be able to take it, I may be able to hear it, but let me tell you, it is slowly crushing my spirit on the inside. Because just like those words of affirmation that are positive will send me to my highest high, words that are not so nice or discouraging or just nasty, they will take me to my lowest low. And I have to make sure that I have built up my resiliency enough to where if I'm in that lowest low because of someone else's words, I know what I need to do to get myself back to even keel, right? And then I learned from that. Why were those words stinging so much? Was there any truth to it? And if so, what do I need to adjust? If not, I'm going to let that go. And I'm going to have a follow up discussion to say, hey, this is what's going on, blah, blah, blah. All that good stuff. But when you're dealing with someone that's highly sensitive, the way you present information, the way you deliver it, each word, and I'm going to go back to that word of assault, and I don't mean it in the go hurt somebody way physically, but it's just the way it feels. It's just for the sake of presenting to you how it feels. It feels like an assault on you emotionally, um, and probably even physically, because depending on words choosing, how words have been chosen, I can feel it in my body somewhere, depending on what's going on. So you can really feel the weight of each word and the energy that each word carries. And so you not only have each word making its physical and emotional impact, but just the entire conversation in general. And I can almost guarantee you that as highly sensitive people, we are going to go back to our recharge phase, which is probably in the little cave, and we are going to pick apart every piece of that conversation to make sense of it. So that's another reason why that recharge phase is important, is because we're sorting, we're sifting, we're processing everything that has just come at us, right? Because we are seeking to understand at such a deep level. We're trying to gain clarity. We're trying to understand. So be mindful of your words. That doesn't mean that you can't be honest with us. Matter of fact, always be honest, right? Because we know anyway, more than likely. But delivery means everything. The way you deliver the message can either help an empath to stay, a highly sensitive person to stay, on an emotional um, level place, or it can send you to your highest high or your lowest low. So delivery means everything when you are in a relationship with a highly sensitive person. All right, now the last one, number 5, is we love deep conversations. Listen, small talk, don't try it, won't be a part of it. I'll be very respectful towards you, but small talk, there's just something in me. I can't really do it right. Or I can only do it for just 1 or 2 minutes. And I just crave, because I'm such an inquisitive person. I truly am a seeker. I want to know answers that most people haven't dared to ask questions for yet. So, make when you are with a highly sensitive person, when you're asking questions that really probe the person's thoughts or feelings, or and then they can see you on the other side just really listening and giving the appearance that you're interested. That's a love language that will score you major bonus points. So if you're someone that's in a relationship with a highly sensitive person, this individual can step into a room and just see and sense a lot of what's going on, paying attention to details that most people miss. Um, when you can give that back to them and say, you know, that was a nice story. Can you share some more? Whatever, anything. But when we know that you are really listening and you are fascinated or you're inquisitive about what we're saying, that means a lot. And when you can keep that discussion going like that, back and forth with each other, being interested in what each other is saying, that is intoxicating, meaningful, just happy, happy time for highly sensitive people. So remember these 5 things. Highly sensitive people, we feel very deeply and intensely. We need time to recharge. We pick up on unspoken energy all around the room. Our environment tells us so very much. When criticism comes, it hurts us more than we think. And the last point is that we love deep, meaningful conversations. So if you find yourself in a relationship with someone who identifies as highly sensitive, then try those 5 things and see if they make a beautiful difference in your relationship. Because if they're like me, just understanding alone, attempting to understand the challenges that we go through as we are navigating this world. It's like it's that we are so open to receiving so much information from our environment, from people in the environment, and from ourselves and how we are interacting in that environment. That sometimes it can be overwhelming. So when you're creating a safe space for highly sensitive people, you really are showing that is yet another way you're trying to share love with us, acknowledge that you understand. But someone like me, I've had so many years of practice at helping to take better care of myself. Now, one important thing that I do now in my relationship is depending on where we are going and how I'm feeling, I'll ask Margie, I'll say, I'm going to need your help today because I'm already tired. I'm not feeling my best. So I'm going to lean on you a lot when we're at this place or when we're doing this. Do you mind helping me out in that way, or are you able to help me in this way? So I ask for what I need beforehand. So that way, when we are out and about or we're doing something, and I call it put on my on game when I have to be, shaking hands and kissing babies kind of moment. I have to draw on her energy sometimes because either I'm already tired or the energy can be a little overwhelming and she knows how to watch out for me and to look out for me and to give me that emotional support in the meantime. So um, that's one of the ways that you can really be helpful. And oh yeah, thank you. So another thing is when you are with someone that is identifying as highly sensitive, let me tell you, TV can be a beast. TV viewing can be like a mental and emotional gymnastics. I had to stop watching the news. It's been about 25 years since I've sat down and watched the news. But because I was getting so wrapped up in it emotionally, movies, TV shows, man, I will cry at the drop of a hat or, just now sappy commercials. Oh, I'm such a sucker for sappy commercials. I will find myself sitting there just crying, right? Over just whatever. So making sure that when you are with your highly sensitive partner, that you be mindful of the TV programming. I can't watch violence on TV, movies or TV shows. Now, I can watch Denzel, but I don't really watch a lot of uh, violent type movies because I can feel it and I just don't want to feel that type of negative energy. So, depending on what's on the TV, I absorb it and I don't want to really absorb it, right? So, I'm very mindful of what I see, although I'm getting away from a lot of violent movies and whatnot. I just don't want to deal with all the repercussions of that. But anyway, that is something to be mindful of when you are in a relationship with someone that is highly sensitive. So put it in the comments. What do you think about that? Have you ever been in a relationship with someone that's highly sensitive? Um, and if can you look back and see maybe this person kind of fits this, or maybe this explains so much. So there's not a lot of us out there, but the ones that are out here, we're out here typically, which is crazy. We tend to be in the healing arts. So think about that. Think about being highly sensitive, and if this is something that you've either met people that are highly sensitive, or this is something I need to research on my own and see if maybe I might be highly sensitive. Whatever it is, I'm so grateful that you're here. Thank you for stopping by. Put it in the comments what your thoughts are, and may you be happy, and may you be well, and may love always find its way to you. Namaste, friends. Take care.